Louisville, Kentucky, 1954. The late summer sun stretched long golden fingers over the streets, painting cracked sidewalks and red brick houses with its warmth. 12-year-old Cassius Marcellus Clay, Jr. pedaled his brand-new red and white Schwinn bicycle through the neighborhood, his laughter echoing between the houses. The wind tugged at his shirt, his legs pumped with boundless energy, and his imagination carried him far from the dusty roads of Louisville. On that bike, he was already a champion, already flying faster than anyone else could dream. That bike wasn't just steel and rubber, it was pride, freedom, the crown jewel of a boy who had so little but dreamed so big. He parked it outside the Columbia Auditorium, a local gathering place buzzing with noise. The smell of popcorn and hot dogs drifted from the doors, voices carried over the warm evening air. Cassius left his bike leaning against the brick wall, chain dangling loose. After all, this was his neighborhood. Who would dare touch it? But when he came out again, the sidewalk was bare. The bike was gone. His heart froze. He spun around, eyes wide, searching. The alley? Empty. The street? Just shadow stretching long under the setting sun. The laughter of kids nearby suddenly sounded cruel, mocking. Cassius' fists clenched. Rage boiled up, hot and sharp. His throat burned as he shouted to anyone who would listen. "Somebody stole my bike!" But the world only stared back indifferent. That night he paced the small living room of his family's home, anger spilling out in sharp bursts. "I'm gonna find him. Whoever took my bike, I'll beat him up. I swear I will." His mother, Odessa, sighed, trying to calm him, but Cassius's fury was too big, too loud, too raw for comfort. In his young heart, the theft wasn't just about a bike. It was about respect, about being seen, about not being powerless. And so, the spark was lit. The next day, Cassius stormed into the basement of the Columbia gym, where he'd heard a policeman named Joe Martin kept watch. The gym smelled of sweat and leather, of determination pressed into heavy bags and wooden floors. Cassius's voice rang out before he'd even reached the bottom of the stairs. Mister, somebody stole my bike. I'm gonna find him, and when I do, I'm gonna whip him." Joe Martin looked up from where he was wrapping the hands of a young fighter. A broad-shouldered man with a calm presence, he studied Cassius for a long moment. The boy's skinny arms trembled with fury, his eyes blazing like fire. But there was no skill behind the rage, no control, just raw emotion. "You say you're gonna whip him?" Joe asked, his voice measured. "Yes, sir," Cassius barked. "I'll beat him to the ground." Joe Martin chuckled, shaking his head. "Well, you better learn how to fight first." The words landed like a stone in Cassius's chest. Learn how to fight. Something shifted inside him. Joe Martin gestured to the ring, where boys his age were sparring, gloves snapping like cracklers. The sound filled the room. Thuds of fists on bags, grunts of effort, the rhythmic squeak of shoes on canvas. "You want to handle yourself, son? You want to fight? Come here after school. I'll teach you." Cassius's eyes widened, his anger turning into a spark of excitement. This was it, the chance not just to find his bike, but to be ready for anyone who dared take what was his. That night, he couldn't sleep. He lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, fists clenched above the blanket. He whispered to himself over and over, like a prayer, like a vow. "I'm gonna be the best. Nobody gonna take from me again."
The gym became his second home. Each day after school, Cassius arrived, skinny arms wrapped in tape, eyes alight with determination. He hit the heavy bag until his knuckles burned, shadowboxed in the mirror until sweat soaked his shirt. His movements were clumsy at first, wild swings that left him gasping. But Joe Martin corrected him patiently, guiding his stance, teaching him rhythm, showing him how to let speed be his weapon. And oh, how fast he was. Faster than the other boys, faster than the eye could follow. His punches weren't just strikes, they were lightning, flashing in the dim light of the gym. The bike was never found, the thief never punished. But something greater was discovered in those basement walls, a gift, a destiny. At his first amateur bout, nerves jittered through Cassius's veins like electric current. He bounced on his toes, staring across the ring at a boy taller, stronger, heavier. For a moment, doubt crept in. Then he remembered the bike, the emptiness on the sidewalk, the rage in his chest. When the bell rang, Cassius exploded. He danced, he jabbed, he floated out of reach. The crowd roared as he landed combinations faster than a boy his age had any right to throw. And when his hand was raised in victory, Cassius's smile split wide across his face. It wasn't just a fight, it was a declaration. The world didn't know it yet, but a thief had stolen more than a bicycle that summer. He had stolen fear, stolen weakness, stolen limits. In its place, he had awakened a champion, the boy who would one day become Muhammad Ali.